I was raised evangelical fundamentalist Christian. I left Kentucky when I was 18 and went to college in Indiana. First started off, I was a work-study program at college, and I was a janitor early in the morning. And so I was cleaning out under the stairwell, and out came this wig. I looked at it and I thought, well, that looks like that could fit my head. And I took it back to my room in the dorm, and the first thing that happened when I put it on, there was this character, and it just kind of came to me. That was her name, Carlotta Philpott.
Well, isn't that awful, bless her heart.
Some of y'all have heard now, I've had to become a liberal. It was hard to do, but my grandson said he was a homosexual now. You see, now they have the homosexual and the heterosexual, and then there's the bicycles, and the transcycles, and the popsicles, and all of them. You never know, but
I've made the character based in that evangelical fundamentalist Christian tradition as well, because it's what I grew up with and it's so easily accessible. It's a fun way to just look at something that's maybe not my point of view, but totally accepted and over-accepted, and say, well, what's really being said here? And Carlotta kind of can do that.
Now, it's not good to gossip. We know that. You ought not to ever gossip, because Jesus gets upset when you do that, and he's liable to paddle you. God wants to know.
Started putting the Carlotta glasses on, and I do that sometimes, so to speak, not literally, but figuratively. I just think, okay, what would she think or see? And oftentimes I don't know what she's going to say. I honestly don't.
of course, now we have the game show host for the president. I didn't vote for him. Now, I didn't vote against him either. I just didn't have, I forgot to send my thing in. You know what I sent in? Was one of them 2-for-1 coupons to Chick-fil-A. And I didn't realize I was saying vote on which sandwich you wanted. And I didn't even vote for nobody. But anyway.
I loved doing stuff when I was a kid and had a very active imagination by myself. I didn't know what this says about me. I would put shows on with whatever characters that I had, G.I. Joes, and all of my Fisher-Price people had personalities and names, and so when other kids would come over, they would, let's crash this. And it's like, no, he would never do that. This is, Mr. Henry, he never hits anybody. It wasn't until I was a senior in high school, I went to an audition with a friend for a scripted version of the show Laugh-In. And at that time, my friend and I were into listening to John Houseman, the way he spoke at the time. So we were just making fun of everything. John Houseman. The feather is a wonderful thing. Without it, the bird could not fly. It went over really well, and I absolutely loved the character. It was that moment where it was like, oh, I do something that other people find entertaining, because it was always just to entertain me.
The police like the feather too, because it helps them control traffic. Take, for example, the streets, which would be a mess if birds started walking.
Most of my characters are with my mouth, kind of like this. And so I created this character who it was all centered here. So I put the wig and the glass in this Teresa Dori. And I am a politician, I'm a singer, I'm quite a musician. I'm very funny. I'm no longer an alcoholic, I'm cured, I went to Schick Shadle. Right now, everything's fine because it's all measured now with the, these little, I just measure. I just have 2 of those a day at breakfast, and then a couple more for lunch and 1 or 2 for dinner. But it doesn't matter, I am back again, I'm on. The most current job I have now is working as a residential counselor for a facility where there are 65 adults who are chronically mentally ill, and I work the graveyard shift. What I do as an entertainment is not so different than what I do for a living, which is to help people, hopefully help them through some tough times, and with laughter you can do that. Ooh! Ooh! Another. There's so much healing in humor. That was one of the things that I found out as well. There would be times I would leave my social work job and go to a Carlotta show and realize that what I did was not so different. There's nothing that makes me more happy than to see somebody just laughing and getting what I get, and go, oh, I get it too. So it's like that shared moment.